All right, what's going on, people? How are we doing today? Hopefully you can hear me. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Can you hear me? Okay, says the Yeti's on. All right. Well, hopefully you can hear me. So, what this is about really is you realizing the value of what you know. Now, if you are age 40 and up, you have something that is worth sharing with other people. I like to tell people we all have a superpower, and the superpower that we primarily have is that something that we know is worth money to other people. I don't know what's going on with that. Something we know is worth money to other people. All right? And the thing about that is, and this is not cooperating with me, so we're just going to try to back that up a little bit. So, why is it doing that? Not quite sure why it's doing that. That's crazy. Oh, no. Doesn't like it. Doesn't like it because it's blue. But anyway, so there's something that you know that is worth money. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by telling you it's all about this. It is about the knowledge buckets of stuff that's rattling around in your brain, right? Okay. This thing or this knowledge. And I really don't know why that's happening. Okay, so why would anybody want this? But what people don't understand is that you have the ability, right? Let's do this. You have the ability with knowledge, right? Just knowledge, not any special quote unquote skills or anything like that. Just with knowledge, you have the ability to take somebody from a point A that they are not happy about, right? A current situation. And if you doubt that we all have current situations that we're not happy about, then you just don't understand how human beings work. Because we all have something that we are at point A about, right? It's a current situation. We're not happy with it. Me personally, I wouldn't mind losing a few pounds, right? So that's a current situation I'm not happy with. And or I've got this little skin condition that I think it's rosacea. I don't know. It's developed over the last couple of years, but we all have something that we have a current situation we're not happy about. And see, you can see the little guy right here. Yeah, he's unhappy. And then through a series of step-by-step actions, right? A chronological step-by-step plan, we can go from current situation to desired situation. And what this is this is the basis for people wanting to pay you. If you can get somebody from point A to point B in any given field, and I'm about to go into these knowledge buckets here in a second, you're using your existing knowledge to do that. And you don't have to be a subject matter quote unquote expert. All you need to do is be the person that is maybe a couple steps ahead, maybe one step ahead of them. But the more steps ahead you are, the more valuable you are to them. But you want to get them from their current situation to their desired situation. Problem solving equals value, and value equals money, right? That's the way that this works. People exchange money for value. People exchange money for saving time, saving money, or saving headaches. And if you can do that with people, if you can just simply share knowledge and save people time, or share knowledge and save people money, or make people money, or save time, money, and just create less stress and less headaches in people's lives, they will pay you for that. That's the whole basis of services, right? Why would somebody pay 4 times what it would cost to mow your own lawn? Or actually, mowing your own lawn, other than the cost of gas, is free. Why do people pay for it? Because they want the convenience. They want to save that effort that they don't have to expend. Why would somebody drive when they could walk for free, especially with the price of gas these days, right? Or why would somebody fly when they can drive? Because they want to get there quicker. They want more convenience. Same thing. That's what you're doing, right? You are doing that with yourself. So let's talk about what knowledge really means, right? So knowledge is really just, it's just information that you have accumulated during the course of your life. And really, all the knowledge you have can be defined in these 3 knowledge buckets right here. These 3 knowledge buckets. Sorry, I'm just trying to notify my community that I am live. Sorry about that. But a profession or career, and this could be something that you have done or you're currently doing. Either one works, right? And sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Let's see, share, copy link. There we go. All right. So it can be a profession or career. And it could be something you did before, or it could be something you do now. All it has to be is something where you have done it, you're pretty good at it, and you can prove you're good at it, and you have the ability to help other people. Because people pay for help. That's what they pay for, right? I don't know that much about meta ads or YouTube, for that matter. I mean, if you look at my views aren't fantastic. They're kind of crappy here on YouTube. So I pay people for help to get better at those things, right? Get better at reaching people. But while they're helping me do this, what I'm good at is helping people start communities. I can help people start a community. Like, there's a guy in my community that has 40,000 followers on YouTube, and some of his videos get hundreds of thousands of views. Hundreds of thousands. But he really doesn't have a way to monetize. He doesn't make very much money from the content that he places on YouTube. But obviously there's an interest in the content that he makes, right? And it does happen to be his profession because he has the ability to do master craftsmanship with woodworking. He is a master woodworker. And he likes to post videos about retrofitting, for example, billiard tables. He'll go find a billiard table on Facebook and then he will buy it for like $400 and he'll transport it to his house and then he'll start taking all these natural woods and he'll retrofit this thing so it's completely customized and it's amazing. So he'll turn this thing from a $400 Facebook marketplace find into a $10,000 or $15,000 customized billiards table, and then he'll sell it and he'll make videos about that. But his videos get very little, if not $0 in his pocket. And he puts a lot of time into his videos. But by sharing that knowledge in a different format where people can actually connect with him and get to know him better with a community, he can make lots of money, right? So that's a profession or career you can do this with. So that was one example. And for some, that would seem like a hobby, but to him, that's his profession. He's been a woodworker for decades. It could be you, for example, there is a woman she is on TikTok, I believe. Speaking of TikTok, I should be going live there as well. Right? There we go. And so you've got this woman on TikTok who, and maybe she's on YouTube too, I don't know for sure, but she is on YouTube and she has been a project manager, which is a profession, right? She's been a project manager now for over a decade. And so, what does she teach people how to do in her community? She teaches people how to get into the profession of project management. And people pay her for that. As a matter of fact, let me see. I can't show you this on TikTok, unfortunately, but I can show you this elsewhere. So let me come over here. Right? Let me come over here. And we will do nope, that's not it. There we go. So we will do a screen share. All right. We will do a screen share for you over here. What's up, Owen? So we're going to do a screen share, and that's going to be over here. And we're going to go into... And by the way, the tool that you see me using is called School. Hi, Vanessa. What's up, John? So what you cannot see me doing is I am typing on YouTube. Can't see that here on TikTok, unfortunately, because they don't want you to see it. I'm trying to find this woman's community. Where is she? She has a lot of members too. Where is she? Here it is. All right. So you can see this on YouTube. You can't see it on TikTok, unfortunately, because I can't show you the screens. So if you want to learn, then come on over. But here's this woman. Her name is Veronica White. Veronica shows people how to start a project management career. And she does have the #1 project management community for current and aspiring project managers. So what she teaches people how to do is her profession. And she has 1,700 members paying her $27 a month. She has 1,700 people paying her $27 a month. So let's do a little math on that, shall we? Let's see. Where's my calculator? Where is my calculator? I thought I had it on my computer here. Where is it? So if you want to see the real thing, come on over to YouTube. All right. I know TikTok doesn't want me to tell you that, but you can't see anything that I'm sharing on YouTube. You can't see that here because they don't want you to. They don't like me sharing my screens, so I can't share my screen on TikTok. So that's the disadvantage of watching me here as opposed to watching me on YouTube. Gosh almighty, where is it? I was trying to find my calculator. Maybe I have to go to find. Maybe I have to go to my apps. There it is, calculator. So here's my calculator. But I want you to think about that for a second, right? Let's pull me out. Let's pull this one off. I'll come back to this. But I want you to think about this for a second. Whoops. I can't really decide where I'm going to go here. All right. So I want you to think about this for a second. 1,700 people paying her $27 a month. All right. And the way we're going to find this is calculator again. All right. So here's the calculator. So let's just check this out. 1,700, and I don't know what the exact figure is, but 1,700 members paying this woman $27 a month. That's $45,000 a month teaching people how to be a project manager. And guess what? I guarantee she never made $45,000 a month as a project manager. But now she's making that teaching project management. So that is her profession, right? That is her profession. And because that's her profession, she can now teach other people, right? So that is Veronica, okay? So let's go back to this. So that's a profession or career. There's an example of a profession or career. Now, let's look at a personal problem. Let's look at anything you want to look at. And I'm talking physical, mental, experiences you've been through in your life, right? I'm talking about anything. So I don't know why this button is like this, but it's too much. It's just too much. I don't like being all buttoned up like that. All right. So let's go and look at this one. So when we go here and we look there, right? Let's go to, let's see. Let's try depression. try mental health and see what comes up. And I know it's not going to be very exciting for you on TikTok. Trying to find some big communities on mental health here. Well, here's one. All right. Certified mental health peer specialist. 44 members at $8 a month. Now, this is probably a community that's just getting started, but for them, that's their profession. But for others, it might not be. But let's but see, do you see where we're going here? All right, so here is an anxiety support for women. So this is a problem that obviously somebody has solved for themselves. Now, the one that I like to always use for that is my wife's own personal experience. That's my favorite example to use. And the reason it is because it's something that I can relate to. So my wife recently had a bariatric surgery. Sorry, I'm trying to bring this down. So my wife recently had bariatric surgery. And the thing about the bariatric surgery was that she wanted to meet somebody or talk with somebody or learn from somebody who had been through the bariatric surgery, right? That makes perfect sense. So what she did is she looked for somebody's content online that she could learn from, and she found somebody that had been through bariatric surgery 10 years before. So when my wife found this person that had been through bariatric surgery 10 years before, she started looking at their content. Once she looked at enough content that she was like, I like this person, then she got on a phone call, or actually she got on a FaceTime with this person, right? You could do it on FaceTime. You could do it in Zoom. You could do it actually inside the platform. You can do it too. But she got on a call with this person and she said, okay, I will give you this, 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 and this. And here are my credentials. And what was really interesting about this was the fact that the person that she decided to join their community, right, join their coaching program, if you will, this person did not have a medical degree. They do not practice medicine. They had no certifications, nothing. You know what their qualification was? They went through the bariatric surgery a decade before and had maintained 175-pound weight loss. That was that person's qualifications. So thinking you need all these degrees and certifications and training and licenses and all that stuff, no, you do not. No, you do not. People will be more than happy to get help from somebody who especially has been through the situation that they have. But they don't require degrees. They don't care. I don't even know what university that the guy who fixed my back with a neurosurgery. I don't know where he went to school. I don't care. I don't know if his medical license lapsed, which it didn't, but I don't care. Why? Because he fixed me. Okay? So it's the same thing. You take a personal problem that you have overcome, and then you are qualified to help other people overcome that personal problem. Or the third thing would be a passion or a hobby, right? You could do a passion or hobby as well. And a passion or hobby would be to the effect of, let's say that you like, let's say you like bird watching. I'm going to show you one of this. This is one of the coolest things that I can show you. Check this out. So we're going to go to bird watching. All right, can anybody see this? Hopefully. All right. This is one of the most successful school groups for a hobby that I have seen. Ukulele, that would be a perfect thing to start a community about. See, because the problem with most people who teach anything is they are limited to teaching it one-on-one. And when you teach it one-on-one, the problem is you cannot maximize. If you teach one-on-one, you can't maximize. But a community is the perfect opportunity to do things in a small space. Now look at this woman. Free trial. After the free trial, it's $15 a month. She has 214 people involved in a bird watching community. They call it birding. All right. They don't even call it bird watching anymore. It's birding. This woman has 214 people in her community paying $15 a month after a free trial. And they, not all they do, but they just watch birds. I mean, how cool is that? Right? How cool is that? So you have these, and that is just a hobby. You could take a hobby and you could turn it into an income. How cool would that be? If you think that would be pretty cool, put that in the comments for me. Right? All right, here's some stuff. Hey, Lady Boss, how are you? What's up, Lion? How are you? I finally discovered my comments. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. I still don't know how to pull them out, but I'm getting some stuff here with my guy Lion. Lion is way better at this stuff than I am. So, but that's what we're talking about with knowledge buckets. That's all it takes. And then what you do is you do something like this. Let's see here. I'm trying to find out. I am not streaming to two places at once. I need your help to do that, Lion. Hey, Lady Boss, how are you? I need your help to do that. I haven't figured that part of it out. I know there's a way, but I haven't figured it out yet. So, but guys, I appreciate it. So that's all we're talking about, right? Let's not make this so complicated. So hit the square on your main panel for the Zoom. All right. I see that. All right, I did that. I got AB. Maybe I hit the wrong thing. I'm not sure. See, I'm learning as we go. That's why I like live, guys. That's really why I like live, because you can learn as you go. And not sure I'm doing it right, but look. So anyway, so you can do that, right? You can take anything you know, a profession, a career, a personal problem, or a passion or hobby. And I just showed you that with the birding community, right? You can take anything you know and you can turn it into what I call an offer. And an offer is simply, I will help you do this. And as opposed to worrying about, funnels and websites and email sequences and all that stuff, you don't have to do all that stuff. You literally just need to say, I'm going to create content about a subject. And you do have to be specific about something. All right. One of the things that people love to do is they love to tell you don't niche down. And that's a recipe for being forgotten on the internet. You have to niche down. You have to choose one topic. Now, you can integrate other stuff in there. I'm not saying you can't do that. But you have to choose the one topic that you feel like, A, is going to have long-term staying power for you. It's going to be something that you're going to enjoy talking about all the time. You're not going to get burnt out about it. And you're also going to enjoy answering questions about it and helping other people with it. Like my man Lion. He taught me about this thing called Ecamm, which is exactly what I'm using here to do these overlays and things like that. That is his bread and butter. Lion is amazing at professionalizing your video. So I joined Lion's community to learn how to do that. Lion has been doing this specifically with his particular software for 7 years, if not more. And he's been with this particular software since its inception, which means he is a subject matter expert just because he's been doing it all this time. And he never gets tired of helping people make their video more professional. Right? My video on YouTube looks way more professional than it does here on TikTok for a variety of reasons. I don't have access to the same software and the same stuff. Now, I might, because Lion's probably going to tell me that I do, but I don't have access to that stuff. All right, hover the mouse over the comment and click. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. But so you just got to keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. And that's where people just make business too complicated. They just make it way too complicated. And it can be, hey, I like bird watching. I'm going to start this place about birding. Or they don't call it bird watching anymore. They call it birding. And they're like, I'm going to start this place for birding. And then suddenly they have 215 people. Now, they probably aren't a bird watching expert, or they probably aren't a bird expert. But you know what they are? They're a person who has a passion about birding. And so they just share that passion with other people. And when you do stuff like that, you can easily attract and find. Sorry, I'm trying to get some. Oh my goodness. Why is that not working? There we go. My battery was starting to die. Oh, you can do it with TikTok with TikTok Studio. Okay. I'll have to figure that part of it out. I've had problems with that before. And quite frankly, though, Lion, I don't think they like me sharing screens on school. They don't like that at all. They're not a big fan of people promoting school. as a, I think you can say you have a school, but I don't even try to do that, because the problem with that is you are violating their community standards by mentioning something else. So I don't even, to be honest with you, to me, TikTok is not the best place to do that. I think it's YouTube, because see, I can share anything I want on YouTube. Nobody cares, because for me, YouTube is a much more what am I trying to say? YouTube is a much more I guess established and and user friendly. All right, YouTube's way more user friendly when it comes to educating people, because they don't care about, the silly things. They don't care about what you promote. They don't care about what other websites you mention. They don't care about what apps you're talking about. They don't care. They just let you be you, which is what I like. Hey, Cindy. Hey, Alan. Hey, Doyce. What's up? What's up, my friend Josh from Southwest Florida, who I am jealous that he gets to live there. But, you get the ability to do all of that stuff. Um, and I think it's just really, really cool that you can just teach people things online and they will pay you for them. So instead of trying to sell digital products and stuff like that, and here's another reason why I like this. Not only do I love it because school is amazing and it gives you the ability to monetize all sorts of stuff. Not only do I love it for that reason, I'm going to pull my comments over here so I can see them. But not only do I love it for that reason, How about now? We got me now? Hopefully. But that's what I'm talking about here, guys. You know, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And hopefully you can hear me now. Still nothing. Yes, now. Okay, cool. Awesome. But yeah, when you do the napkin math, it's easy to comprehend. And here's another thing I wanted to share with you. Hang on a second here. Here's another thing I wanted to share with you. Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Um, this kind of thing can happen a lot quicker than you think it can. Let me share with you. I got to get my setup here, boys and girls. It is not good here. What's up, Sharon? So hopefully you can see this. I'm gonna pop this up here. I'm gonna take the napkin math off, and I'm gonna pop this up. All right. Check this out. All right. I'm gonna make this full screen. All right, because what I had done with this yesterday is I did some calculations on Claude, and I said to Claude, I want you to take my group, which has 100 people in it, and I have about that right now. But I said, I want you to take my group that has 100 people in it, and I want you to calculate if I have 10 people that take advantage of my affiliate program and they each recommend 2 people a month. 2 people, just 2 people. And if all future members who get into my group, if only 10% of all future members that get into my group recommend 2 people a month. So in other words, I have 10% of people taking advantage of the affiliate program, and I only have 10% of all new members taking advantage of the affiliate program. Look, guys, look at the calculations. Now, will it happen exactly this way? No, of course it won't. But look at these calculations. Look how quickly you can grow with just a handful of people that are raving fans of what you do. Look how quickly you can grow. Right? Look how quickly you can grow. I mean, this is pretty darn amazing how this works. And hopefully you can see this. So this was, okay, you started at 95 or whatever. And then you added 14, right? And then you're at 108, and you were up to 130. And that's what we call the power of compounding. And that's the exciting part, because that's what they have here with that's what they have here with an affiliate program. An affiliate program gives you massive ability to grow, right? You have the ability to grow quickly because of an affiliate program. And I'm going to wrap this up because I got to get going here. But I want you to think about it like this. If tomorrow Netflix sent you an email, and in that email, Netflix said, hey, we're starting this new affiliate program, and you pay $24 a month for Netflix. For every person that you recommend to Netflix, and for every month that they stay, we will pay you $12 in commissions every month. Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to get 2 people, right? Because they're giving you 50% affiliate commission. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get 2 people on Netflix so your Netflix membership is free. And if you did nothing more than just get 2 people on Netflix so your membership was free, would you ever really give up Netflix? Probably not. You probably wouldn't give up your Netflix membership. Would you give up if your Netflix membership was free? If it was no longer, even if you think that, even if you think the $24 a month is expensive, if you got it to that point, would you give it up? No. And then the next thing would be, if you got it beyond that point, and they said, hey, and by the way, we're not going to limit you to just 2 people. In fact, you can recommend as many people as you want, and we'll keep paying you $12 a month for each of those people that you recommend. How many people would you recommend to Netflix if they had an affiliate program? And this is what I don't understand. Now, they don't have to do it at 50%, but this is what I don't understand about a company like Netflix. Do you know how much quicker they would grow if they had an affiliate program? And maybe they do, and I don't know about it. But I don't know anything about it. But do you know how quickly they would grow if they had an affiliate program? That's the power. See, what a lot of people do is they get really, I guess, greedy, if you want. Heck yeah, of course you'd keep it if it was free. Why not? Right? And so that's how you get sticky customers. People are always like, oh, well, somebody will join my community and they're paying monthly, but then they'll leave. Well, if it's free, why would you leave? That's why you put affiliate programs into place. That's exactly why you do it. Now, guys, I need to wrap this thing up, so I'm going to share with you, if you want to learn more about what we do and how we do it, let me just share with you. Sorry about that. As you can see, I'm still relatively new to all this technology stuff. But let's get over here. And let's go to my school. Why is that not working? All right, so this is my school. This is the Creator Cash Flow Circle. And when I say creators, I don't mean like your traditional creators, like influencers and stuff like that. I'm just talking like, hey, I know about birding, or I know about woodworking, or I know about accounting, or I love golf, whatever, right? And I'm good at golf. So that's what we're talking about. And if you want to check it out, and the links are in my bio, you can, and this is what it looks like as a person who hasn't involved. Now, here's the last thing that I'll tell you. The thing about school is you have to have an account. Now, you don't have to pay to have an account. You have to pay if you want to start a group. But having an account is just like having a Gmail account, right? And so all you have to do is you click on there and you start free trial. Now, if you want to start the free trial for my standard group, you get 7 days to check this thing out. You also get a free one-on-one strategy with me, and you can decide whether or not this is something you want to take a look at. And if it is, it's only $5 a month. It's half the price. It's basically the price of a cup of coffee. And that's what it looks like whenever you are, when you're on my About page right there. But look, this is something that you have access to, and you can do this for yourself. All right? So I'm going to get out of here for today. If you want to check it out, the links are in the bio, both inside of my TikTok as well as here on YouTube. And I'll be back tomorrow, and I will be happy to answer questions. So if you see any of my content and you have questions about things, drop questions in the comments or join us tomorrow and ask questions live. Okay? We'll talk to you later, guys. Have a great afternoon.